I felt for a long time, and a lot of guys at Vigil felt like there was this sort of loss of like just the classic adventure game. Like these are the kind of games we love to play back in the day, and it's like, why isn't anyone making these kinds of games anymore?
We looked at all the old adventure games we used to play, Metroid and Castlevania and games of that type, and we wanted to make a game that like brought all those elements back. So, you know, there's a lot of really cool combat, there's puzzle solvings, there's exploration, there's like little mini side games and all that kind of stuff, and we just, you know, we wanted to make a game like that with modern technology and modern graphics and all that.
I really feel like, you know, if the game's successful, it'll sort of pave the way for you know, bringing these games back, and I think we really created a new experience.
One of the big things we had to keep in mind was just that the experience always needs to be fresh. Like the one cool thing about an adventure game is like everywhere you go, you got to feel like you're exploring. So if you go to a new area, it's got to look different. There's got to be new stuff to do. And so the game always has to deliver on that front. Like the player always has new abilities to unlock. Right up to the last hour of the game, we're giving you new stuff to play with as a player. And it's like, it really never stagnates. It's constantly growing and expanding. When we set out to make the world, obviously we wanted it to be open enough that you felt like exploring mattered. You know, if it's linear, then there's no exploration, right? Because once you've gone through an area, you can't go back. What are you exploring? As you play through the game, you kind of unlock more and more of the world. In addition, you can go back to the areas you've been in and explore, and every time you get a new tool, a new item, like the world just gets a little bit that much bigger and that much bigger, to the point at the end of the game, you have free reign of the entire game world. You have war's full arsenal, and you can go back and you can hunt for secrets, or you can just play through the story. You really can do whatever you want.
Those who destroyed the Earth have claimed it as their own. They do not welcome intruders.
Basically, I wanted monsters that were kind of cool, but not scary, if that makes sense. You know, we weren't going for like a Silent Hill type of realistic horror. It was more like, you know, like old monster movies or, you know, just fantasy monsters. You know, the style that I had developed over the years actually lent itself quite well to video games. You know, you have huge over-the-top monsters, pretty girls, you know, giant weapons, big armor. It's all stuff that really makes a cool-looking video game. War advances a lot throughout the game. He advances through his abilities. As you collect souls, you can upgrade a lot of his powers. His weapons upgrade through not only through leveling up, but you can also add enhancements to them that actually change their properties.
Every gear item in the game that is used for puzzle use also has a combat use to it.
And of course, his when he builds enough chaos, he has a chaos form he can go into, which physically changes War's form, and he becomes just this creature of pure chaos and rage, and it's really fun to do that. And you know, there is a set of armor that you can acquire throughout the game as well that completely changes War's overall look. I don't think we've shown it yet, but it's definitely something that careful gamers will want to discover and unlock.
It's big enough that, you know, in one playthrough you're not going to do it all. Like, you would have to play through multiple times to really use all the different weapons at his disposal. I like a game where it's like, it doesn't get old. Like, I keep wanting to play because I just don't know what they're going to do next. And I think that's probably my favorite part about the game, is you never really, because it does so many different things, you're like, man, what are they going to pull out next? And you just kind of keep playing to find out.